What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to talk about the breaking news of the Atlanta Falcons free agency and how we're going to address free agency. If you're new to the channel, as always, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. I appreciate everyone who continues to support the channel. All of the new subscribers, all of the ones that has commented on the channel. I appreciate you guys for continuing to help grow the page. But as always, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So breaking news came out today. As you know, Thomas Dimitroff, our GM, and our head coach, Dan Quinn, are down at the NFL Combine. And today, Thomas Dimitroff stated during his media session that we will allow Austin Hooper, Devonta Campbell, and Wes Schweitzer. We will allow them to hit the open market during free agency, which begins March 18th. Thomas Dimitroff did say that we are still trying to negotiate a contract, or we will still try to negotiate a contract with Austin Hooper, Devonta Campbell, and Wes Schweitzer. He did say that we would like to have all three players back. But realistically, I believe we all know that it's not going to be possible to bring every single one of these players back unless they take huge discounts, which is not going to happen. So with that being said, I think we all seen the writing on the wall when it came to Austin Hooper. When it came out in the media that him and his agent was saying that he's looking for between 11 to 13 mil a year, or he's looking to be one of the highest paid tight ends. Personally, I just feel like we don't have the money to pay Austin Hooper and still bring in defensive help for like our defensive line and all of the needs that we need for our team. So I do believe that in this draft, if you watch my previous videos, I do believe that this NFL draft is deep when it comes to tight ends. There's a lot of tight ends out there that I believe can come in and replace Austin Hooper, can play Austin Hooper's role for the Atlanta Falcons next season and beyond. I don't believe that Austin Hooper will be back with the team. Personally, usually when a player hits open market, especially if they're a Pro Bowl type player, they're going to get paid the money that they're looking for or close to it. And I just think that it's going to be too much for the Atlanta Falcons to try to bring Austin Hooper back. The money he's demanding, I think it's going to be too much. I don't believe that Austin Hooper is going to get the 13 mil or even the 12 mil a year that he's looking for. We're going to find out once free agency opens up how much he's going to get paid. I have heard rumors that the Washington Redskins really want Austin Hooper and they're looking to sign him in free agency when it opens up. I don't know how true that is either, but it's definitely a rumor. So personally, I do believe, like I said, there's talent out there that can come in and replace Austin Hooper, like a Thaddeus Moss, or the kid Bryson Hopkins out of Purdue, who's my number one tight end prospect to replace Austin Hooper. As you know, we also have Jaden Graham still on this team, and he did an excellent job at filling in when Austin Hooper was injured for those 3 games that he played last year, the tight end out of Yale University. So personally, I think, like I said, that we will be all right if we move on from Austin Hooper. I really would like us to use that money to address the pass rush. Hopefully we can bring in my number one prospect in free agency, who is Robert Quinn. He played with the Dallas Cowboys last year, and he had 11 and a half sacks. He's been in the league for almost 10 seasons, but he's still a quality pass rusher. He's had over 4 seasons. He had 4 seasons where he had double-digit sacks in his career. He did play with the Los Angeles Rams. When he was playing with them, they were still the St. Louis Rams, and he played well with the St. Louis Rams. He also played well with the Miami Dolphins, and then last year he was on a 1-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys for about $8 million, and he had 11 and a half sacks, which is more sacks than any player on our team had last year. So I definitely believe that Robert Quinn could come in and help these young guys out, and I hope we spend that money on a Robert Quinn or on a Dante Fowler Jr., one of those type players that can come in and be that number one pass rush guy or that X factor for the team, and someone who also could come in and help mold these young guys like a Tack McKinley and like a Kayvon Chason if we draft him, or AJ Espinoza. He can come in and help our young pass rushers that we already have on the team. Also, John Kaminsky, he could come in and also help John Kaminsky. So I really would love us bringing in like a Robert Quinn if we can. Now, when it comes to Devonta Campbell, I haven't talked really a lot about Devonta Campbell, and I didn't make a video about him like I did for Austin Hooper. But Devonta Campbell to me is more of a role player than Austin Hooper is to me is more talented at his position because he has made 2 Pro Bowls. Devonta Campbell hasn't made any Pro Bowls in his career. He did lead the team in tackles last year, and I do like Devonta Campbell's game a lot. But I believe he's more of a role player. He does a good job against the run coming downhill. He's like an enforcer. He's one of the bigger linebackers on our team. Tall. I think he goes about 6'4", 6'5". He's really tall. They use him also to cover tight ends. And he wasn't the best in coverage last year, and he hasn't been the best in coverage. But he's somewhat of an athletic linebacker. But he's more of just an enforcer, a banger, someone to keep the offensive linemen and keep those running backs away from Deion Jones. So he's one of those guys that comes downhill and makes big tackles. And he also did a good job at blitzing the quarterback when they sent him on different blitzes and different schemes. So I do like Devonta Campbell's game a lot. I'm not too sure what his market will be and how much teams are going to be willing to pay Devonta Campbell. He is a player I could see possibly coming back to the Atlanta Falcons because he did say that he enjoyed playing alongside Deion Jones. They both did come in 2016. They both came in as rookies together the year that we went to the Super Bowl, and they both kind of have molded their games and played together, and they do have chemistry with playing together. But if Devonta Campbell is demanding a lot of money, he could also be gone if he's not willing to come in and take some type of a discount. I think that Dan Quinn and they really like Devonta Campbell a lot, but if if he's demanding too much money, he could also be one of those players that won't come back. I'm just not too sure how hot of a market he has. I know a lot of teams are interested in Austin Hooper. I'm not too sure how many teams will be interested in a Devonta Campbell, especially if he's trying to demand top dollar, because he's not a top dollar type of linebacker. But I do like what he's contributed to the team since he's been with the team, of being that physical downhill, occasionally get you a turnover or interception, occasionally could get you a sack or 2, but was good at making tackles. He didn't miss a ton of tackles when he was here, so that was one of probably his top priority or his top attribute, I would say, would be his tackling ability. He does an excellent job at making tackles. He doesn't miss a ton of tackles in the open field. So I do have a lot of respect for Devonta Campbell, and I wish him nothing but the best in free agency. If he does come back to Atlanta, I would love to have him back, but it's not a dire need to bring him back because he's also a player I can see being replaced in the draft. And we also still have a Foye Oluokun who can step right into that role until we can mold that young rookie that we may bring in, or that free agent we may bring in, to be able to solidify that linebacker position. But personally, I know the Atlanta Falcons don't have a ton of money out there, a ton of cap space. So I'm thinking a lot of these issues and these vacancies that we have on our team are going to be replaced in the draft. We're going to try to go out and draft players to come in and fill these roles. And I think that these roles that are open are mainly for role players, and we can definitely find these type of players in the draft, for younger guys that can come in, can play at a high level, and we don't have to spend a ton of money in free agency or spend a ton of money on these guys. I will use a lot of that cap space that we have. Strictly, I'll put that towards elite pass rusher or someone that can be that number one pass rush guy, because Tat McKinley has been very inconsistent and overrated player from my standpoint. He hasn't ever had a double-digit sack season with us, and personally, I think that it's time for us to bring in a pass rusher, someone to come in and fill that role that John Abraham played as an X factor on the edge, and that could get after the quarterback on key downs and get key stops for our team. So with that being said, the last player was Wes Schweitzer. Wes Schweitzer has he's been a pretty solid player for us. he's been kind of an unsung hero because he kind of helped the team out when Jamon Brown and Carpenter went down last season with injury. He's a guy that knows how to play multiple positions. He can play both guard positions, and he plays a little bit of the center position when Alex Mack got nicked up. So Wes Weiser is a good player to have because he knows the system, and he's a pretty solid player. I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but it's not a dire need to bring him back either. The only thing that kind of scares me about the Carpenters of the world and the Jamon Browns of the world is that they're inconsistent, and it seems like Carpenter's probably washed up at this time. At this point in his career, he's an older player, so Wes Weiser's good to have in there, a glue guy where you can throw him in occasionally if someone gets hurt or something because he can play multiple positions. But I don't really care whether we bring Wes Weiser back or not, depending on how much money he's asking for. If he's not asking for too much, I can see the Falcons bringing him back, but it's not a dire need because I also can see him being replaced in the draft by one of these younger players. But with that being said, you tell me what you think that the Atlanta Falcons should do in free agency. Personally, I think we should take the money we were going to get to Austin Hooper and toward Devonta Campbell and put it towards a pass rusher, an elite pass rusher. If we can bring in a Robert Quinn or one of these guys, Yannick Ngakoue, or even a Dante Fowler that stated that he wants to play with the Falcons. I'm not too big on Yannick Ngakoue far as signing with the Falcons just because he came out and said that he's looking for like $20 million a year, or his agent, someone came out and stated that that's what his market is. And I don't want us to go out and spend a ton of money on a player that's only had one season of double-digit sacks. I do believe in Yannick Ngakoue, but I'd rather go with like a Robert Quinn that's going to cost less money so we can spread the money out amongst our rookies and maybe bring in even another veteran type player. If we bring in like a bring in a Robert Quinn over a Dante Fowler, excuse me. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section of who you think we should bring back. If we bring back any of these guys, who you think we should draft. You guys know that I'm a Caleb Von Chason fan. I hope we take him with the number 1 pick. I can see us taking AJ Espinoza possibly because he's a safe pick. He can do it all. Very strong guy, 6'6", 280. Is definitely a powerful pass rusher. Not that athletic, but he can get after the pass rusher. He uses his hands well, and he does an excellent job with hand placement. Caleb Von Chason is just an athletic freak. Very fast, very strong, and can catch guys off guard and plays with a very high motor. So I'm definitely a Caleb Von Chason type guy. But you guys, let me know what you think about also the first pick. Would you like AJ Espinoza? Would you like Caleb Von Chason? I've been hearing some things about this kid, Terrell Lewis, as of late, out of Alabama, who's also an edge rusher. I watched some tape on him yesterday. He's another cat that's a freak of nature, 6'5", 255 pounds or something like that. But when I watched this tape, he looked like he could be a monster off the edge as well. A bigger guy. And I possibly will do a video on him later in the week. But with that being said, this has been your boy Jew. At least now we know where the Falcons stand, so we can stop being on pins and needles when it comes to Austin Hooper. It looks like at this point he's going to hit free agency next month, and we're going to go from there. But that's all pretty much I have for you guys today. I'll highlight you guys in the next video. As I said, as always, rise up. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done content. But I'll highlight y'all a little bit later on in the week. And this been your boy Jew signing off. I'll holler back at you guys. All right. Peace.